Alright, so I'm changing my name, and which I will explain. It has a lot to do with wanting to be my own person and wanting to distance myself from my family a bit. When I was born Griffin Andrew Tremaine. I've been thinking about changing my name for over a year now, and that has to do with being born under my family and having my dad's last name. I was born with my dad's last name, and I no longer want it. I don't like the sound of my name. Second of all, I just don't like the sound of Griffin Tremaine. First of all, people think Griffin is my last name, or they have to ask, like, oh, I thought Griffin was your last name. Because, that name traditionally, it starts with a G, it's 7 letters. It's a surname most of the time. I don't know that many people. I haven't met that many people with Griffin as their first name. I want it to be my last name, so I'm changing my last name. And my first name is now my last, so what's my first name? It's Andrew, my middle name I was given at birth. So, Andrew Griffin. So my middle name is now my first, and what's my middle name? It's Axel, because I just like the sound of it. Back to my first name, I don't like the sound of Andrew that much. I prefer Drew. I think that has to do with Drew Drechsel a little bit, because he's I think he's a legend. He's very talented, he's very kind and sweet and motivated. His nickname is Real Life Ninja, and I think he lives up to that, because that guy is just training nonstop, very talented, one of the strongest men I've ever met, and he's super duper good at these obstacles. And you all know who he is. If you're watching this channel, you know who Drew Drechsel is, and that's obvious. My friend Arsenet was laughing that I had a name tag. I was at work and I had someone take a picture of me at work. My name tag said Drew. It's my name now. And she laughed and she said, "What's with the name tag?" She commented on my photo and I just said, it's my name. And yeah, like, you might think I'm copying Drew Drechsel. I'm not really. He's someone I know with that name who I really admire and have a lot of respect for. But it's kind of been a nickname before in the past. It just took a long time for me to really enjoy it, I guess, or embrace that nickname. I would much rather be called Andrew Axel Griffin. The nice thing about having Griffin as my last name is that anyone can call you by your surname. And whether Griffin is my first name or my surname, the people that have known me for a long time and have called me Griffin from the moment that they met me is fine. It doesn't matter if it's my first or last. If you called me Griffin before, you can just continue to call me Griffin. It doesn't matter. It's my first or last name. It doesn't matter. You can call me that. But when I introduce myself to people now, I introduce myself as Drew. 4 letters, starts with a D. And the thing about a name is that it's not a big deal. A name is just the noise you make when you want to get someone's attention. So, hello, my name is Drew. And when I have to write my full name and sign it, it's Andrew Axel Griffin. And part of that has to do with my slogan, which is Angriff, a German term for attack. Attack, translated into Germany, is Angriff. Cool. And that's part of the reason why I'm changing it. Andrew Griffin sounds like Angriff. It helps motivate me every day. I have it. It's my slogan. Angriff. Attack. Get it out there and attack. I sleep in sometimes. Sometimes I want to sit down and be lazy. Sometimes I don't want to go to work and I call in sick And one time I called in sick when I wasn't sick. I just didn't want to go to work. But I think about my slogan, my nickname, on I use the name on games and on websites like twitch.tv. Angriff. I spell it with 2 A's. The second A is for Axel. So Angriff is my nickname. And Andrew Griffin sounds like Angriff. That's the third or fourth, I don't know, I lost count, reason that I'm changing my name. By the way, I'm working at Starbucks right now, and I like it a lot. I really love working at Starbucks. I like you get free beverages. One of the company's core values is to assume the best in everyone, and I love driving downtown. I take the bus now. Over there you can see the Space Needle. I work there. I work in Seattle Center, which is on the ground underneath the Space Needle. I absolutely love coming to work, and every time on my commute I get to see the Space Needle, like look up right at it. It's glorious. I love this city. I finally got a change of scenery. And for a long time, I lived out in Monroe, Washington, where there's nothing to do. It rains a lot. The population is like 3,000 or less. There's just nothing. I was there for too fucking long, and it was time for a change of scenery. Now that I moved here in September of 2018, I feel a lot better. There's tons of things to do. You can take the bus and public transit, the train to anywhere you want, any time of day. There's always something to do. And it was also great to just get a change of scenery. I love working at Starbucks, and every time I take the bus downtown, I feel good. I love making drinks. I love connecting with customers over a drink and getting free drinks too. It's awesome. So I'm in a great place. But sometimes I'm lazy, I don't want to make videos and be productive, and the reason you haven't heard from me is just I get real lazy sometimes, and I don't even see the point of communicating with my subscribers.